This is the new G37 sedan, although Infiniti would prefer if you called it the Q50 since they've recently switched up all of their model names. Here's the thing, this entire car is an oxymoron, a paradox, and a contradiction. If you're not into fancy pants words, you might just say the Q50 is a little bit different. Why? Because it's a hybrid, which are usually good on gas and popular with tofu enthusiasts, though they're not usually very much fun to drive. Unless the engineers say use the Torque Monster electric motor as a big-time performance enhancement rather than just a way to save fuel. With 360 horsepower, this Q50 hybrid gets 32 more ponies than the standard machine, which also has a bigger engine. So this gas-saving hybrid is the most powerful Q50 you can get. Thanks to a slew of next-generation safety systems, the Q50 is always scanning the world around it for hazards in your blind spots, behind you when you back up, and even well up the road with an award-winning radar system that sees underneath cars ahead to detect emergencies. The Q50 can even automatically brake and steer to avoid certain types of accidents. So funny then that although this car is likely to appeal strongly to a driving enthusiast, it's both A, a hybrid, and B, nearly able to drive by itself. Oh, irony. There's more unconventional stuff going on. For instance, this steering wheel is not connected to the front wheels of the car. The direct adaptive steering system, which was 10 years in the making, instead takes inputs and transmits them to an electric motor that does the work. Without a solid steering shaft, you feel less of the vibration and harshness from the road and more of the good stuff, namely the Q50's weight, attitude, and the custom steering ratio and effort calibrations that you can specify through this touchscreen for steering that's light and lazy, stiff and sporty, or anything in between. And it was all calibrated by Infiniti's Formula One racing superstar Sebastian Vettel, who knows a thing or two about performance. They've even used the fact that there's a camera here that watches the lane markings and the fact that the steering system lets the front wheels turn without you turning the wheel to help magnetize the car to the middle of its lane. You know all those little corrections that you make on the highway to keep the car between the lines? Well, this scans where the car is in between the lane markings and does it for you. Using the heavy and mischievously quick steering calibration to get the most out of the sport-tuned suspension, I found the Q50 felt like a capable and confident sports car with pronounced body motions, limited rebound, and flat cornering. If you're after a floating on a cloud luxury sedan ride, you won't find it here, but performance buffs who like corners will be grinning. Elsewhere, the Q50 also delivers that signature quality execution typical of the brand. Everything from the shifter to the audio controls to the doors to the power window switches are dense, heavy, solid, and robust. It's authentically top line where feel is concerned, and with gorgeous leather, metallic accents, and the latest in high-tech connectivity, this cabin is a fantastic place to be. So is about 6,500 RPM, where the efforts of the free-breathing V6 and electric motor combine within the 7-speed automatic, all-wheel driving the Q50 hybrid along at a nearly alarming rate when you jam it. She goes, boys, and performance here shouldn't leave anyone wanting more. And here's a fun fact, despite packing 360 hybrid horses, my mileage landed at just 10.5 liters per 100 clicks. Complaints: rear seat headroom is quite limited, the trunk is partially used up by the hybrid battery pack, and when there's too much snow and ice on the car, many of the radar and camera-based systems pretty much just start beeping a lot before turning themselves off, which is a pain. And as it tends to go with hybrids, the partially electric brakes feel a little funny and take some getting used to. But ultimately, consider this Q50 hybrid to be a highly unconventional sports sedan with good fuel mileage, very capable and engaging handling, and some flagship-level technology and performance available without the flagship-level price. Here's the first hybrid I've ever told anyone should be considered a priority sports sedan test drive. Q50 starts under $38 with this potent all-wheel drive hybrid coming in from $47. Thanks for watching.